Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. Good to see you. Hope you're well. There we go. Forgot one step. I had to build an entire overlay this morning. Well, did I have to do it this morning? Maybe. I don't know. But I did. One way or the other. Good to see you guys. Hello, Zach, and hello, Ransom. Hi. Good to see you, Farrick. Hello, Blanco. Hey, Jones. Today's stream is going to be a little weird because we're gonna try something new. For one, we're gonna do a study. Just a little bit of we're gonna study one of the books that I wrote, which is gonna be kind of interesting. Both folks said they might be okay with it. Second thing is that I'm gonna be slurring my words and I can't do the F's or the T's. S. I can do S, but yeah. Other than that, it's gonna be a little odd. So if I sound funny, it's because I'm missing a tooth, quite an important one, in fact. One I use all the time and has deeply impacted my ability to eat everything fun. Everything. I can't chew with my front teeth, which is that's hot wings, and that's it. I can't have hot wings or anything that requires chewing in the front. So now when I eat, I have to take a piece of whatever, and I have to shove it all the way back. It was my favorite tooth. I used it all the time. You don't know what you got till it's gone, man. Your 7-year-old misses her 2 front teeth? Yeah. Yeah, it is a pain. Can't have corn. What couldn't I have the other day? I was trying to have something the other day, and it just wasn't flying. I wonder what it was, because I remember thinking, man, I didn't even know I used my tooth for that, but apparently no, I did. It's yeah, so if you don't know what's happening, I've got I had an infection up in my gum area, and that meant that I needed to get it checked out. It's a problem that I've had since I was 13 years old. Every decade or so they have to go into my mouth and rearrange things and give me a new cap or grind something off or do a root canal. I've had 2 of them. And so this time they found a big pocket of yucky infection, and then they had to pull the whole tooth out. And because so much was gone, it had eaten away so much, there's nothing to stick a post on for it to be able to add a tooth. So this time they had to make a slurry of cadaver bones and then stick that into my mouth. And then now I have to wait 6 months to a year for it to turn into a thing, the only way it's gonna work is how am I gonna say this? The only way it's gonna work is if there's bone there. The bone takes a really long time to grow. That's what I'm trying to say. So c'est la vie. Thank you, appreciate it. Yeah, today we're going to be starting something a little bit different. We're going to be doing a study of my I think it's my first book, maybe one of my books, and it's called Art of the Christian Ninja, which is it should be fun. I hope it'll be fun. I got a new overlay that we can do, so that'll be fun. Yeah. Other than that, how was your weekend? What were you doing? We didn't do much. We got a dog. We ended up with a dog. If you've been following along, you saw that I have a little teeny tiny dog named Elliot now. Got that on a shelf somewhere? Yeah. I remember when I did the Kickstarter, it's really bad because I did the Kickstarter and the plan was do the Kickstarter so I could get some books so I can make a little bit of money after having written this thing. Well, I didn't math correctly apparently. And so the Kickstarter, all it did was pay for itself. Because I was giving away shirts and I had whatever level you were at, you got a shirt or you got a bookmark or whatever, and so all those needed to be printed and they all needed to be put into sent off and all that stuff. And by the time all the shipping and everything was done, it came out to zero. I made no money, but it was fun. I learned how to do a Kickstarter. Yeah, well, I'm not an animal people. I'm not a doggy person. My family apparently is. It's not bad, Quiz. You don't really know how vain you are. Yeah, fried chicken, corn on the cob. Yeah, that was it. It was chicken. Yeah, I wanted to eat a piece of chicken. I think that's what it was. Anyway, but yeah, I know it was straw hole. Yeah, exactly. I can keep my mouth completely closed. So yeah, it's not bad. You don't really know how vain you're gonna be until this kind of thing happens, where it's like, well, I'm not a vain guy, like I don't really care, it's fine, but then it's like, okay, let's rip out your front tooth and see how you feel. And they gave me a thing, like I have a thing. It's kind of weird. Like it's this little kind of looking like appliance looking thing that I can stick in there, and it's perfectly formed for my teeth. I stuck it in once and it was very tight, and then it made me bleed, so I wasn't quite ready for it yet. But even that makes me sound goofy, right? Yeah, exactly, right? Yeah, just keep looking straight. So it makes me sound goofy, which I don't like, and but it's, what are you gonna do? The thing is, this is gonna be a while. Like, I'm gonna go to the dentist in a week or so, and they're going to, like, I could pay a bunch of money for them to put in a fake tooth, so that I can talk and all the rest of that stuff, but I still got to pull it out every time I eat, which I'm not looking forward to. Well, yeah, the thing is, it's only a facade, man. Like, it's not even in anything. It's just like a plastic. It's a chunk of plastic that they painted this one part to look like my front tooth, and so if I shove it in, it's there. But like, I wouldn't want to have it in a bunch, because it's very tight and it's not comfortable, and it really doesn't help me speak. Like, the one thing I would want it to do would be to help me speak better, and it doesn't. It makes me speak worse. So I know you can get used to it, but like, I don't want to. It kind of hurt, actually. Plus, I don't think I'm ready for it yet, because when I tried to put it in before, man, oh man. Yeah, exactly. It's for photography or for whatever. Yeah, like yeah, I was thinking about doing some other video stuff, and it's like, should I do it with no teeth? Would it be fine? Can I write an entire script where I don't have to use the letter F? Was the weekend good? It was all right. I can't remember it. I remember thinking one day this week that I was very impressed with the fact that I got a bunch of stuff done. Like, that pile of post-it notes? I cleared out like 90% of them. I got all the stickers mailed out. Well, they're upstairs in envelopes, so that's gonna be close. And that felt pretty good. I got one other really important. I cleaned my room. I cleaned my office, and I'm like, okay, you know what? I feel like I did a thing. I feel better, and it's not perfect. I what I wanted to do was make a big old plan, because for what I'm gonna do for content for next while. But you know what? Needs be, and I did the thing that I was supposed to do, and so therefore that's what I did. How was your weekend? How'd you do? Crab gold? Nope. It remains. I'm gonna keep it here until I have an epiphany that tells me what the heck it is, because I don't know what it is. Hurasane, hello, welcome. Good to see you. Yeah, so today we're gonna jump into this. We're gonna do this is the plan right here. I'm gonna try doing a better version of the music. I know that this music isn't exactly the most conducive to study, so we're just gonna, I guess we could just switch it over to like the old one where we did the Devo music, sort of the hum in the background. But We'll see. We'll see. So I don't know. Maybe this will be fine. Hey, Gamer Night. Now, the plan here is that we're just kind of going to go through the book. I don't really know exactly what we're going to be doing when it comes through the book, because I don't know if I want to read it to you because it's short, which shouldn't be a big deal. But then it's like, do you want me to sit here and read you the book? Like, I guess I could. Not that big a deal. And the plan is just to kind of turn this thing into a study. I don't want to try to make it too overwhelming, and I do want to use it to kick off discussion, but at the same time, it's, you know, it's meant for us here. So however long it takes is how long it takes. I was thinking about turning it into like a video series, and it's like, okay, well, if I have a video series, then you know, that could be kind of cool, but then that would require editing and all kinds of stuff. So I don't know. I haven't got it thoroughly planned out yet, but I do know that one of the best things that we can do is spend some time chatting together about life, the universe, and God and stuff. And so we'll see. Metroid Prime 4, yeah, rock and roll. What was the latest news that I heard? Nvidia's getting in trouble. Their bubble has burst. What's another one? PlayStation was $100 off. PlayStation 5, that was a big deal. But yeah, no, more. The big news actually is in AI. Hey, that's Greg. Thank you, appreciate that. Like the big news, like truly, is that they dumped AI. ChatGPT went up to 5.1. And because of that, they've added a bunch of extra features to it. And then some other people and then Google released a new version of Gemini that's got super powerful stuff. So I was thinking about talking about that, but at the same time, I know people really don't like the AI, and generally speaking, the people that I talk to don't really embrace using it very much. Like the either old school or you are against it completely. And so, you know, the people in the middle are like, I'm going to use it, but I'm going to like use it sparingly and try to use it responsibly. I don't know very many people who are into that. DJ says, actually been cleaning my room, and I never clean my room. Still have a floor though, and when I don't clean my room, it's mostly top of my drawers. So my desk that needs cleaning, called the hot spots. Call them hot spots. I also need to figure out how to store all my stuff. Yep. Might need to rent a storage room for stuff I don't need in my room, but there's never a room in my room. My weekend, it was relaxing. My mom went to her brother's house, and it's always relaxing without my mom. Oh yeah, totally, dude. I don't know, if you have too much stuff, sell or give away your stuff. Right? It's paying to have stuff somewhere that you don't use and you don't need, and like to the point where if you really needed it, you have to make a plan, drive out there, get your stuff. You probably don't need it. So, you know, sell or give it away. Simplify your life. I'm one of the middle, yeah, glad. I think some of us are. I've been having to avoid bits in my food, like pasta sauce and things like that, and because you don't want to get bits up in the little scar area. And so I've been having something that I grew up on, which is just pasta and ketchup. And I grew up and it was like, here's some pasta, there's some ketchup, and call that, you know, a side dish. And I'm like, man, I remember that being really good, and it is very good. Who needs pasta sauce when you got ketchup? Like any of the stuff that costs less to rebuy. Yeah, exactly. Cost to rebuy than it costs to rent a storage unit. Unless it's like a collection of some kind you need security for, or like you're moving out and like you need like your bed and you need all these other things, but you can't get a word for them right now. Or you bought some stuff, or you moved and you're in between. Like there's only a few reasons. Like around here in Ottawa, that's all they build. Every building that they put up is another storage building with lockers upon lockers upon lockers. And it's like they build them over more and more and more and more. And it's just so ridiculous to see how many buildings we have dedicated to housing things that people aren't using. Haven't visited my stores you don't know over here, either why pay for it, right? If it's stuff you don't need and don't care about, and someone else can either use it, do better, or it would simplify your life and you wouldn't have to worry about that anymore, and it would, you know, take away one bill. Why not do it? You know, why not do it? Facebook Marketplace, Facebook giveaway place, you know, there are a lot of places you can send it that will get rid of the thing that you don't want. I don't have much place for AI in my life, but when I can be helpful tool, I'm cool with it. And well, it's getting more and more helpful, right? So like the way that it's upgrading, or the way that it's coming together, is trying to be a lot more conversational. Like it's pretty good at the conversation part of it. The bad part of it is usually it's sycophantic, or in other words, it always agrees with you, which as a creator is dangerous, because every time you say to it, hey, could you evaluate my idea, its answer is, greatest idea I've ever heard, you are going to change the world. Like, no matter what it is, even if it's a terrible idea, it wants to please you and wants to make you happy or whatever. I've never had it say, no, that's a dumb idea, ever. And so that's not a good idea. So the creativity part of it, the part that's like, well, that's kind of what I want to do, or what I'm thinking through, or what I would be inspired by, or something that I think is a good idea, it's not good at that. But if you come up with your own like idea, and you're like, okay, help me work that out. Like, for example, let me show you something that they just put together. Ketchup with pasta is blasphemy. Grip of Chicago with an Italian influence. Hey, I would happily put the marinara or the pasta sauce on it, but I couldn't have bits, and ketchup's the closest thing. Yeah, here, check this out. I think it's called Pomelo. P-A-M-P-E-M-P. Oh, Pomeli, there it is. So Pomeli is this new thing that they're doing, which is Google Labs. And what you do is you experience high demand. Yeah, I bet you are. So you take your website, right? You take your website, and you punch it in, and you generate ideas, right? So it goes through and it's like, okay, it'll read your website, go all the way through, and come up with something based on your colors, based on your content, based on, you know, your graphics and whatnot, and it just chews through. I did this once already, and it was kind of lame, but like the idea, I was watching some shorts, and it's like, goodbye Canva, you know, Pamela's gonna come and eat your lunch, and it won't. Cheap pasta sauce without bits, not without seeds though, not without like chunks of something, right? So it is what it is. It won't be long. It's like 5 more days. Give truth a digital footprint. 3 steps to digital discipleship. Faith and fandom, no conflict. Okay. Highlighting the real world impact of nonprofits' work in digital missions and outreach. That one. Boop. All right. So then it goes through, and it kind of chews through some ideas for you, and comes up with. Let's see if I can stretch this to a proper. You guys can actually see it. There. Ketchup on rice. Oh my word. I've never heard that before. That's probably good though. Rice is just a conduit for stuff. Place where people turn when they're lost. Many won't step into a church. They log in. So there you go. That's something. So your support transform builds like, okay, that's a pretty good graphic, but I like this one. Boop. So you can change the text, change the header, change the description. It picks all the fonts for you, and then call to action, generate a call to action. Isn't pasta a bit? Chunk, cringe? You mean have bits? I don't know. I chew it and swallow it too fast. There you go. So it did that. It's Pomeli, and it's pretty good. Then you can, I don't know, it says fix your layout or download. Kind of cool. And then at least that's one thing, right? There you go. It's something I can now post. Where do I put it? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to do. But it's like, I thought the way it was described was, I thought it would be more like comprehensive. All I did was make me a little outline, which Canva does. Canva does that. So like, I don't know why it only gave me that. Is there like something I can do? There we go. Story, feed square, header description, call to action, image. Beep beep boop. Generate. So he means hard, small stuff. Well, like anything that can get lodged in a scar. Anything that's like could be stuck in there, like a seed or whatever. Yeah. Hi, sunshine. Automatic distinction in the brain. Some bits are okay and others aren't. Right, exactly. Yep, kinda. There you go. New front line is online. That's a good line. Fun digital missions. It is what it is. Anyway, so that's one cool thing that was there. I'm a bot, fooled you. Nah, everybody's a bot. All my friends, everybody, even ChatGPT is a bot. There was another one that I saw that was coming out recently, and it, I mean, it's like, okay, it's something. It generated a thing. Did it create an entire campaign? That's what they were saying. It'll generate a whole campaign for you. Like, it didn't though. It generated a single graphic. I remember the inconvenience trying to clean out bits after getting my wisdom teeth out. No, yeah, exactly, right? So what all I was told was, like, for a week I can't use, or like for a while, a week I guess, I can't use like a straw. I'm using a straw now because I think it'll be fine. But like, this is the first time during the streams I used a straw, because I'll suck out the like the pressure can suck out the clot or whatever, and then living on pudding and pasta and whatnot, and trying to chew all the way in the back, and I'm not like having breaded things, although last night I broke down and I had some pizza, and I was cutting it up real small, and it had chili, like red pepper flakes on it, and I like stick it in the back, and all of a sudden, like, wake up this morning and it hurts, which I assume means I spiced myself into my scar, and that was dumb. Hey, Slay. I remember the bits from losing the baby tooth. It was fun to play with the leftover dinner with my tongue. So when I first got this thing, I was 13 probably. Went up a slide, bashed my face against the slide, and then went to the dentist. And instead of like replacing the tooth, they basically stuck the like a little cap, like a little kind of filled it in the chip. And it was the most sensitive thing ever. Like, if I breathed in really fast, it would hurt. It would actually like it would hurt like you just had really cold water or something. And so I lived with that for a long time. And then 18, they're like, okay, it's time for you to, now you got your teeth or whatever, and so let's change you to a cap. So I put the cap on, and then 10 years later, which should have been about 13 years ago, I went to, that math didn't work, but anyway, and then it ended up getting infection. I had to go get a bunch of stuff. They drilled it out, took the tooth, took the cap, drilled another one back in, I had a root canal, and then I had a second root canal 11 years ago, 12 years ago or whatever. And then now there's just nothing left. Like, it was just a void, just big hole. And so they had to rebuild the bone. So now it is what it is. There's nothing I can do about it, and I'm not can't complain about it, right? According to the math, I'm 25. I was 13, and then I turned 18, and then 10 years later would have been 28. No, it lasted for a while, because it lasted until I was probably 30, 35. So yeah, it took a little while, and then it lasted another 10 years. So it was all good. I mean, a root canal is pretty serious. Like, I remember when I was in the chair and they were drilling away, and it took them so long to kind of drill it down that they ended up stopping. He packed it full of cotton, and he's like, okay, come back tomorrow, you ran out of time. So I went home. I'm like, oh, you know, and he's like, had to come back the next day, and he kept going on the thing, and eventually he just kind of stuck a little piece of paper up there that had medicine on it, and then he closed it all up. It was, you know, you do what you do. It sucks. It hurts right now, but it's not like super painful. I'm on like a T3. You had 2 of them last year? Yeah. You're right. Yeah, I gotta get the math right. Okay, oh, we have a new emote, as long as we're doing announcements. Here's the latest emote. Where is it? I need to find it. Where are you? There it is. This was requested a long time ago. It's the best I could do. It's just it says actually, if you can't read it, unfortunately it's the best I could do. I couldn't fit the word actually in properly, so what are you gonna do? Hashtag or exclamation point announcements. I don't have that. Actually is a long word for a very tiny thing. Yeah, time is relative, so it's whatever time you feel it is. Okay, that's the wrong button. How about this one? There we go. Hey, yo, good to see you, Saint Bear. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's been a challenging pile of months in a row, and the last couple weeks have been pretty okay. Had some drama. Anita's home, and when she came home, it wasn't the best time or like best experience because things were really screwed up paperwork wise. It was a whole thing, and so she came back and wasn't feeling super great. And then like 4 days ago, we got a dog because they wouldn't shut up about pestering me, and I'm like, I will not have anything to do with this dog other than to pet it on occasion. It is not mine, and if it ends up being mine, I'm going to give it away. And so they've been dealing with it and came with it. You know, it's got the crate and it's got the shots, and it's already came paper trained, so, or whatever, pad trained. So it's good. It's cute. He's very cute. You want to see a picture? I think I put a picture on in the Discord, so they're cute. Well, that's the thing, right? He's paper trained and he's very small. He's a toy poodle, so he's very small, so he's not gonna like leave giant things. He looks like Mr. Cool is what he looks like. He looks like Mr. Cool is his dad. Of your dogs, they always pick the person that at least wants to. Yeah, exactly. Oh, it'll be your dog. Yeah. Like you said, I'll be your dog. I'm like, what? But okay, sure. Don't let the poop hide under the snow to smell it in spring. I agreed. Yeah. That's the thing. It's currently doing its business on the inside because it's still little, but I don't know how they're going to do the transition. Not my problem. I do know that I don't sleep upstairs right now because it is loud up there, and I don't want to sit there and listen to noises, terrible noises, you know? My dog wasn't my dog. Miranda adopted, and he picked me, and I'm a cat person, and I do love my dog. Yeah. Right. That's why I live in the basement. So basically, I don't live upstairs anymore because the upstairs is where the dog is smelly are. No, he's fine. He's been fine. They've been taking good care of him. He's been brushed every day. He's been he's going to go to the salon at some point in the next couple days here. It's all good. Okay, I'll tell you what. Why don't we transition to doing the actual study? I'll pray for a minute, and then we'll get into it. And then we're going to talk a little bit about where this came from and ninja stuff. One of the things I heard a while back was, that when I talked to somebody about my new book, they're like, I can't believe you do ninjas. That's the worst possible thing you could choose for a Christian. Don't you know how horrible they are? I'm like, did you read the first 3 pages? That's kind of the whole point. And it's not replaced clean near. Yeah. And it could be expensive, right? If you're changing it all the time. very drippy. Gross. All right, I'm gonna pray real quick. God, thanks for the day. Thanks for your love. I pray that as we turn to talk about you and just kind of talk about life as a Christian, that you'd honor yourself, that you'd glorify yourself through what is said, our conversation, that you draw people who want to know you better, to grow more, that need community, that need friends. We want to be here for all of them so that we can show your love. Thank you. Amen. Okie dokie. Yeah, so hold on, let's put a marker up just in case this actually goes well. Not sure it will. Marker, talk start. Okay. The book Art of the Christian Ninja is one that I wrote ages ago, and it was something that kind of came from a time where I was doing devos and going, you know, kind of regularly going through all the scriptures and doing that thing that you're supposed to do when it comes to devos. And I kind of was inspired by Matthew chapter 6. Okay, Matthew chapter 6, which is, I also have up, and the whole baseline of Matthew, the first part of Matthew chapter 6 is do things in secret, right? People being overly dramatic about ninjas sound like the same people that don't like Skills' new hit single. Exactly. People who, they don't get it, or that hate Pokemon or think that you know, like whatever, Disney is evil. Like, it's all gonna the same thing. Well, we just started like a second ago, Heavenly Spirit of Psalm. Just so, come on in. So it came from Matthew 6. So I'm going to read Matthew 6 a little bit so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. This is Jesus. We're doing the Sermon on the Mount, and he's kind of halfway through. And this is what he says. Beware of practicing your righteousness before other people in order to be seen by them, for then you will have no reward from your Father who is in heaven. Now that's the baseline. That's the whole idea of the concept of Christian Ninja. Is practicing your righteousness, is in the good deeds that you do, is in the life that reflects Jesus, the one that, you know, the choices that you make in order to be good, to be biblical, to be Christian. Don't do it in front of other people in order to be seen by them, right? Jesus points at different groups, and especially like the Pharisees, who would literally, like, they would stand on street corners and pray, and they would like, I'm super awesome. And then when they gave, be like, if you came to church and if you were tithing and they still had the bowl, you brought it in quarters and were like, and you poured into the bowl and you're like, oh, look how great I am. They would do things like that. And so Jesus goes the other way. Yes. Well, exactly. And that's where we're going, right? Thus, when you give to the needy, sound no trumpet before you, as the hypocrites do in the synagogues and in the streets, that they may be praised by others. And that's really what it comes down to, right? Who do you want credit from? Who are you looking for credit from? Is it from the people around you? Is it from, you know, your fellow friends and neighbors and whatever? Or is it, do you do your good deeds and try to reflect God for the sake of the fact that you want God to be pleased with you, right? And so don't do, you know, when you're giving to the needy, don't stand there and go, oh, look how great I am. I'm awesome. Truly, I say to you, they will have received their reward. But when you give to the needy, do not let your left hand know what your right hand is doing, so that your giving may be done in secret, and your Father who sees in secret will reward you. This is a baseline for so much of Christianity. And if you ever meet a really good, humble Christian, they really take this stuff seriously. Like when they want to give you a gift, they'll give it anonymously. When they go and they serve, you show up and all of a sudden everything's like done or baked or something, and you're like, what, who did that? And I don't know, somebody didn't show up. Like, they take it really seriously. In fact, I remember I told the story before. I was at a church once, and I've been talking to somebody in the community, and they'd been starting to come to church, and they started tithing. And then one of the deacons, who was apparently in charge of, one of the people on the board that was in charge of counting the money, he came up to me during the week, and he's like, Pastor Al, you don't want to offend those new people. Do you know how much they give? And I'm like, no, and nor should I, so shut up. And he's like, no, I really need to tell you. And I'm like, no, you really don't. And I got up, and I'm literally walking out the door of my office, and he's following along behind. He's like 100 years old, right? And I'm walking away. I'm like, I don't want to know. And then I walk down the stairs and out the door, because he I guessed wanted to make sure that I didn't offend them somehow, even though they were my friends and they'd come to church because we'd been talking. But the idea was a Christian, like a good Christian, knows how important doing things in secret is. And when you pray, you must not be like the hypocrites, for they love to stand and pray in the synagogues and on the street corners, that they may be seen by others. Truly I say to you, they have received their reward. But when you pray, go to your room and shut the door and pray to your Father who is in secret. Right? There's another thing. When you do your spiritual development, when you have your relationship with God, when you're spending time, kind of focusing on him, you're not doing it for display. And this is something a lot of Christians, pastors too, struggle with, because you get busy and then you don't realize it. You kind of slip into it. You don't notice that when you pray, it's always at small group in front of people. It's always at church in front of people. It's always, because of, you're leading something, or you're at grace, or you're doing something. And when it comes to time that you spend only with God, it's actually, you're not doing it because you're busy. And so all of your prayer time, all of your spiritual development time, that time that you're kind of talking to God, you are doing it on display for others. And that's not to say don't do that. That is to say, don't only do that, right? Same, but it reminds me of challenging what we mean by winning. Recently, I've been seeing a lot of about how Christians should be winners and not losers. But is winning gaining influence, platform, praise, renown, recognition, success? That's what we say winning is. Then we shouldn't be surprised when new Christians aren't very good ninjas. Yeah, I don't know. Right? Like, I don't know what that term would mean. Like, you'd have to define it really, really well, especially considering the way that Jesus describes his kingdom, right? The way that he describes his kingdom is that we are servants of all, right? We elevate others. We let others go first. We choose to be second. We are in submission to God, right? We let others have their way. We like that. That's throughout the whole scriptures when it comes to how you're supposed to be a Christian. Like, for example, the way that Paul talks about it, eating with others, right? There was a big problem in one of the churches where there was meat that was sacrificed to idols at the temple. It was like this meat was sacrificed to demons, and there were some Christians who were like, yeah, well, it's just meat. And there were other Christians that were like, I cannot handle that. My conscience is screaming. I can't go and eat meat that I know literally was sacrificed to an idol, not doing it. And so the question was, when it came to the Christian, you have two choices, right? You have the Christian that has sort of more freedom, more understanding, more maturity. That is like, it's just meat, man. Just go eat it. And the other one that their conscience is screaming out of them, but that this is a terrible thing to do. What should we do? Well, I wonder if the world might say, well, educate them, make them do it, because that way they'll get over it and they'll realize it's not a big deal. Actually, the Bible says do the opposite. The Bible says, whoever the weakest conscience is in the room, go by that. You don't want to teach somebody how to ignore their conscience. So whatever the weakest conscience is in the room, go with that. Paul, he says, when being a missionary, I would be all things to all people. And that wasn't that he was being manipulative or he was trying to be sneaky. What he was saying was, when I go to the Jews, I want to be able to talk about Jesus, and anything that gets in the way of that, I'm going to get rid of. So if I have to, cut my hair a certain way, or if I have to go and be in a certain place, or I have to go give a certain thing at the temple or whatever, I'm going to do that, because they can't hear me talk about Jesus if I don't do this, this, and this. Same thing if I go to the Greeks, right? And I'm going to take away whatever's distracting so they can hear me talk about Jesus. That's submissive. What is a winner if every time you go somewhere, you're always thinking, well, how can I elevate them? How can I make them feel better? How can I make them do better? How can I make them more comfortable? How can I serve them? How can I be hospitable to them? Right? By the world's success, you will be subordinate. You'll always be subordinate. And is that winning if you're always subordinate? God's upside down kingdom, that's what you're supposed to be, but it's not like, I don't think that's the way the world would define winning. If you want a God who will make you a winner in the world and assert all your rights, then Jesus is not the God for you. Yeah, This is broken, love barren world. In this broken, love barren world of win-lose, following Jesus often means losing. It often means coming in last. Loving others means serving them. It means it certainly meant that for Jesus himself. Exactly. That's exactly right. Exactly right. Yeah, I don't know what that would be. And it ties into what we're talking about, right? When you do what you do spiritually, whether it be practicing or whether it be the private, like spiritual maturity stuff, it's not meant to give you credit, right? Someone should be able to look at that action you did or the character of your life and go, what's going on over there? But something's different, and not really know. Because if it was like, well, we know it's him because he's always giving stuff and he's always talking about how generous and wonderful he is, you know, who gets credit? Well, that guy. A Christian wants Jesus to give the credit, so that the person will show up and all of a sudden they've got a thing in their hand, like, where'd that come from? That solved my problem. Thanks, God. You know, that's the goal, you know, that the person goes, hey, thanks, God. Which makes streaming inherently a challenging form of ministry. It is. Streaming in content creation, and especially, you know, like I was looking at TikTok recently, kind of get my head wrapped around what it means to be you know, good at TikTok or whatever. And so much of it is self-focused and self-promotion and trying to take from others and take their ideas and take their creativity and whatever, and kind of stack on top of it instead of having your own stuff. It also means that you are consistently comparing yourself to other people. Like you're going, okay, how am I compared to, you know, other creators? How am I compared to what the algorithm is? How much am I compared to, like, on YouTube? Am I at 1,000 subs yet so I can get XYZ? The numbers are always ever present, and they're always up your nose with, you know, like, this is, you need to make these better. And then like a brand or something will come to you, be like, hey, we think you're cool, and that pops up your ego. So you're promoting a brand that isn't God, that isn't Jesus, you know. And so you're using the influence that you said you were going to be doing for Christ and for the Bible and for you know, the Christian faith, or just, you know, a good community, and now you're like trying to sell them energy drinks and, you know, other stuff, and you're like, is that good? Is that because of ego? Like, yeah, it's hard to navigate. It's really hard to navigate sometimes. Which is why the baseline of what I say, and this is, if I give one piece of advice to any content creator, it is this: you have to see what you do as a service to others, right? When you make your content, when you're planning your content, when you're engaging with your community, when you're promoting stuff, when you are doing anything to do with your content creation, the lens you see it through is in service to others. Does this content I'm making serve and help and inspire and whatever people? When I promote this thing, am I promoting myself, or am I promoting a thing that I think is going to help people or connect people or whatever, something positive? You know, when I create this, do this partnership, is this partnership something that is going to help people and grow people and make them better? And like, that's what I'm pointing them to. Because anytime it comes to you, right, just straight to you and then nothing else, I think it's probably something that you should reconsider. Yes, you as creator are going to be a focal point. Can't help it, right? You can't help it because they're coming to see you. Where do you go? Well, I go to XYZ's channel. But why are you going to that channel? Oh, it's because they're really good at, you know, or I really feel really good about, you know, like, because what they offer is of value, as opposed to they're a cool person, right? I think that's the key, is seeing everything as an act of service. Right at the beginning, the big part of the premise was them saying, like, you're just doing this for praise. You're addicted to helping people because you like that they love you for helping. And she's like, yeah, is that so wrong? Who would do any of this if they weren't getting praise for it? I mean, God knows. Oh, that's the Wicked movie. God knows we're motivated by stuff, motivated by praise, motivated by like accolades. And you can see that all the way through scripture, right? You can see them as people give, they are rewarded with comfort, with stuff, with influence, with, you know, an elevated position, or they get treasure in heaven, or they get, you know, like spiritual gifts. Here's your spiritual gift, so that, and then when you're exercising that gift, you get to feel good about it, and you get to feel fulfilled, and then, you know, like you're partnering with God, and like all those feelings are good feelings. That's how we're motivated, which is what makes it dangerous, right? It's what makes it dangerous, because you end up getting real close to, this is about me. This is about, you know, like I do this for my own pleasure, as opposed to doing this good thing for others that honors God, brings me pleasure. Those are not the same thing, but they're very close. Yeah. So I mean, and really, we are talking about the same thing. This idea of why we do what we do, right? And this is when you look at the people who are here, the hypocrites he talks about. Hypocrites, by definition, are people who are play acting, right? They have a mask on, and they're pretending to be something that either they aren't, or they're exaggerating something for the sake of they'll get something. It's a play actor. They're not being the actual humble person. They're not giving because they're generous. They're not praying because they want to honor God. They're doing those things with the sense of that when you see them, they want you to see a mask of a holy man, of a holy person, of a godly person. And what's really happening behind the mask is a very selfish, very self-focused, very I don't really care about people. What I care about is people elevate me, right? Because we know that, because the Pharisees, for example, more than happy to step on someone if it meant that they would be more elevated, which is not a heart of service at all. Okay. So that thought brought me to write a book, and the book isn't meant for like a big like big brain study. It's very written for Christians who are young, or people who are kind of thinking through this for the first time, and what does it mean to be a Christian in a way that is not obvious. So much religion is performative, right? You go to church and you're like, okay, what am I going to wear? What are people going to accept me in? Where am I going to sit? Who am I going to sit before? What do I sound like when I sing? Where am I going to stand? How am I going to when I serve, should I be in front greeting every single person? Should I be in the back? Like, do I want to be in charge of something? Do I want to be like on a board or lead a board, or what? Like, all is, so much of it is in front of people that it ends up being really difficult to try to navigate that idea of, I'm a Christian who wants to serve and love and humbly care for others and honor God with my life, and I'm a Christian who goes to church or does my Christian thing, and it's so obvious, or it comes out of me so much, people can't help but see it. It's a hard thing to navigate. So I wrote a little book on this because I was inspired by it. I thought to myself, what other things in this world does God want us to do that are only secrets, like that are primarily that only for us and Him? And so it became a book. It became a book. We have multiple chapters, and we'll go through them all. I don't know how fast we'll go through them all. We'll do what we got to do, and we'll see how long it takes. But I tried to use kind of clever things like dependence, devotion, infiltration, sabotage, combat, assassination. Those kind of things are like pretty big words that you'd use for a Christian, but I'll explain it along the way. All right, past the dedication, past there. All right, introduction concerning ninjas. Before I start that, does anybody have anything they want to say, or anything they want to bring up, or any questions or any comments before I jump into the introduction concerning ninjas? I'll have another bite of ketchup covered pasta. It's so hard. I definitely wrestled with this. I've had times where I've spent a bunch of time working on things behind the scenes, just wishing, like, wouldn't it be nice if people knew? Again, when God says, you know, serve, and even that, even here, I know, but I can't have pasta sauce right now because of my tooth, Conroy. That's the problem. Even right here, he says, beware of practicing your righteousness before other people in order to be seen by them, for then you will have no reward for your from your Father who's in heaven. Implication is, when you're practicing your righteousness, you deserve a reward. From where do you want the reward to come? So wouldn't it be nice if people knew that part of, and again, I'm not climbing down your throat or anything, I'm just kind of, that idea is, I want reward for this, I want affirmation for this, I want acclamation for this, I want people to tell me I'm doing a good job, or to see it, or to know, or whatever. The argument that Jesus is making is that's actually happening, but it's better that the accolades and the attention and the someone who knows is God, because the pray and your Father who's in secret will reward you. That's the idea. You will get rewarded. Someone is seeing, someone does know, someone will be bringing you just desserts from your service that nobody else sees. It's not that you're being asked to do it with nobody, where nobody can see it ever and nobody will ever know. What you're being told is, don't shortchange yourself trying to get, you know, praise or whatever out of people if you can get it from, you know, God himself. It's just hard though, especially when you see other people getting acknowledgement for the things they're doing. I think it's also hard if you're talented. Yeah, you can definitely feel the flesh. I think it's even harder if you're talented, like if you're good at something. You're a really good singer, or you're a really good administrator, you're a good organizer, you're a good leader, you're a good artist, you know, like whatever it is, you know, you're good at. Because naturally, as you do your thing, people are going to want to see it. People are going to want to be part of it. People are going to want to explore how they can get to know you better, and how they can understand you, and how they can listen to you more, and kind of give you attention and elevate you to, you know, be on stage and things like that. It's because you're good at it. And humans, we want to idolize, and we want to elevate, and we want to bring people forward. And sometimes, you know, God does raise up people to stand on stages. And sometimes he raises up people that have an exceedingly and abundantly great pile of gifting in some area. And that's by his design to give them a specific job. Think of Esther, right? Esther's a great example. I tend to use her because her gift, what got her where she needed to be, was how good looking she was, right? It was a natural gift that God gave her. She didn't develop, right? She didn't like, I'm gonna be super pretty. Like, it doesn't work that way. She was just built different. And because she was built different, she got herself into a position where she was able to have influence that nobody else did. There'll be people who are good at music and good at speaking and good at all kinds of stuff, that because of their excellence, they will be elevated in human society. And they're going to have a harder time trying to figure out how to navigate that. You know, how do I do this for God's glory, not mine? How do I do this so that I point towards him, but not me? You know, like, how does that work without looking like a hypocrite, where, you know, like, I don't know, I'm not saying this has happened, but you got some people with like, yay, you sang good, and the person's like, don't clap for me, let's clap for Jesus, let's clap for Jesus. And part of me is like, yeah, kind of, but part of me is also like, well, they're affirming you and that you did a good job, you can say thank you. Right? But then maybe in their head they're trying to point people to Jesus. I don't know, it's hard to know, because a lot of people perform their faith and it's hard to know which one they're doing. Sorry, I'm just realizing I've got a problem. There we go. Okay. Are you familiar? Yeah, The Great Divorce? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I am. If I recall, that's the one where he goes to purgatory, right? Fictional explanation: what if someone go to a tour of heaven, basically, and that there is a moment where this person is walking and there's a whole parade of people are praising and encouraging her. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, it was always an intermediate place for me because there always seemed like there was another spot. But yeah. And then I asked the guide, who's she? And the line is stuck with me for a long time. Is it? Is it? I whispered to my guide. Not at all, said he. It's someone you'll never have heard of. Her name on Earth was Sarah Smith, and she lived at Golden Green. She seems to be, well, a person of a particular importance. She's one of the great ones. You have heard that fame in this country and fame on Earth are two quite different things. Yes, definitely, dude. And I think that's a very good point. That's the treasures in heaven kind of idea, for sure. Hey, that sounds great, Conroy. Good for you. That's really good. That's not bad. Okay, let's go a little further. In this book, it's illustrated, which I love. Awesome artist named Martin Mertonen, who had a really cool style, and I'm like, yeah, dude, lend me your style. It looks really neat. I like it. And so he illustrated the thing. If you want to copy the book, I recommend getting it on paper as opposed to, unless you want to print it PDF. But like, you go to my website, you'll get it for like $9.99, and then you'll get a PDF. But then you'll have to print it if you want to do the journal part or whatever. So if you want it like sent to you in nice version, you can do like this. Right, like sent to you in like nice version where it's got like pages you can write on. That's Amazon. Exclamation point book, actually. Ninjas are everywhere. I guess like I can just read it. Why not? What is a ninja anyway? If there's one thing that ninjas are known for, it's not being known. No one really knows when they came into existence. Some say 800 years ago, some say 1500. What we do know is that Japanese ninjas had a very unique set of skills. Stealthy as night, fierce in battle, cunning in preparation, and ruthless in execution. They were the mercenary super spies of their day. I think I heard recently that like the last ninja is still alive. Like there's only one left and he's super old. During the time of the ninjas, Japan was experiencing a lot of war. Various families were trying to take control of the land for themselves. When a family needed something special done, they would employ the services of a ninja. It was their job to sneak into a rival family's household, find out their weaknesses, sabotage what they were doing, spread misinformation, set the castle on fire, assassinate the leaders, and then get out quickly and quietly. And they were good at it. They were so good at it that ninjas became the most feared people in the land. Stories of their powers became legendary. They were so good at hiding that some of them thought they could become invisible through magic. They were so mysterious in their escapes that some of them thought they could run across water like a bug. They used their environment so well that it was thought that they could bend fire, earth, and water and air to their will. They were so deadly in hand-to-hand combat that many believed them to be immortal. Ninja training. Why were they so good? Because they trained long and hard. A family of ninjas would begin training their children from the time they could walk. They would learn martial arts, wilderness survival skills, swimming, silent movement, long-distance running, medicine, practice chemistry to make poisons and explosives. A good ninja was also a master of disguise. They wouldn't just train to be a ninja full-time, but were also expected to have basic knowledge of many other professions so they could blend in. Your cook could be a ninja, or the man who fixes your shoes. The gardener planting your seeds or the carpenter working on your roof of your house may have been sneaking into the king's bedroom the night before. Their skill at camouflage was so convincing that people thought that ninjas could turn themselves into rocks, trees, and plants. A trained ninja could curl into a ball and stay so still that people would walk right by thinking it was just a large stone. Ninjas are cool, man. I like ninjas. Ninjas are cool. Ninja tech. Like any modern spy, ninjas had some pretty cool equipment. They had ropes with grappling hooks to climb walls and swing across moats. They wore spikes on their hands and feet to use as weapons or to climb trees quickly. Some even carried rocket-propelled arrows and collapsible ladders. Some historians believe ninjas used hang gliders to fly into enemy territory. and gadgets. They didn't have electronic spy cameras and listening devices like we do today, but they did have something called a Seato Hikagane, which was a cup they would press against walls to hear what was being said on the other side. They'd created a set of wooden shoes called Muzigomo that allowed them to run across marshy places. They even inflated animal skins like balloons and used them to breathe underwater for long periods of time. When it came to weapons, ninjas had a lot of options. Their favorite was the katana blade, a 60 centimeter viciously sharp curved steel sword with a two-handed grip for effective slicing. They also had a large selection of blow darts, throwing stars, arrows, chains, grenades, smoke bombs, spikes, acid spraying tubes, blinding powder, even sharp cat-like metal claws they wore on their fingers. Some even flew kites in order to send secret messages or drop bombs. Ninjas are cool. These were some pretty intense characters. Are you starting to wonder how we could possibly learn anything about being Christian from a ninja? God doesn't want us dressing in God doesn't want us dressing in black masks and hang gliding over walls with metal claws on our fingers, does he? Probably not, though it would be cool if he did. But that doesn't mean that we can't learn from them. In fact, there are some places in the Bible that sound very ninja. And we just covered that. Matthew chapter 6, 1-4. We just talked about that, right? Jesus says that the good things we do shouldn't be done to be seen by others, but done in secret. Ninjas love doing things in secret. Jesus says when we help people, we should do it quietly. Ninjas love doing things quietly. Jesus said that we should be sneaky about how we give to the needy. Now that's ninja talk. There are a lot of great books that concentrate on helping Christians live their faith in public. They help us know where to go to spread the love of Jesus, or how to be a leader, teacher, or missionary. We're often encouraged to get off the couch and join a small group so we can be with other believers. This isn't that kind of book. I absolutely agree that we need to be sharing our faith, influencing the world, and doing good, but this book isn't written to help you be a Christian in public, but one in private. We're not going to concentrate on what you need to look like, but who you are when no one is around. You, like a ninja in training, are going to learn some necessary skills to live life as a ninja. Are you ready to begin your training? All right. So each of the chapters actually has like a meditation or like an idea, and then you get some paper to work with, right? Be able to kind of write this stuff down. And so I figured it might be fun or interesting if we went through these together. Anybody who's still listening and curious about, what your go through these consider and reflect questions. So number one, what is the most interesting thing you learned about ninjas in the introduction? Does it stir your soul? So does anybody have anything that they thought was really interesting about ninjas from the introduction? Look at me conducting a small group. Harder to do on the internet. Especially since y'all have to type. Chemistry skills, right? Yeah. It's my favorite thing is the kite, where they will make a bomb or whatever, and they'll put a kite over a wall or whatever, and then pull and then drop the bomb. It's just crazy, man. I think it's awesome. Yeah, chemistry skills, man. Question 3. Does it surprise you that Jesus talked about doing things in secret? Why or why not? We just kind of talked about this a little bit, about that idea that Jesus talking about doing things in secret. And I think because so much of Christianity talks about the stuff you're supposed to be doing in public, right? Evangelism or worship or service or, the etc. Like all the things that you're supposed to do are things on the outside and they're all good, but I don't hear a lot or enough or whatever about the idea of Jesus going, but there's stuff that only is between me and you, right? Yeah, the physical representation of being all things. And that's it. The ninja wasn't like black hooded guy who ran around like the way they kind of see. And they didn't just have the big metal thing and run with their arm behind their back. they were sneaky in that they would be part of your community. They'd be infiltrating your clan or whatever. They were obvious, and you'll see really as we kind of go through why it's so obvious. Like, so a Christian, for example, is told or called to be someone who infiltrates their society, right? The way that the Bible talks about it is salt and light. You know, be salt. What happens with salt when it gets used? It disappears. All you see is the influence, or taste the influence of the salt. You know, what do you do when it's light? Well, you don't see the light. You see the thing the light shines on, right? You don't see the light. You see the thing in the that is pointing at. In the same way as a Christian, you know, like, we're to have influence. We're to be very deliberate about our influence in whatever way we can. But when we're done, the world's a better place. God is more glorified. But people generally, you know, they're not able to, sometimes not able to go. It's because of them, right? Yes. If you're doing this, there's a good chance, especially if you're around people a lot, they're going to be like, you're different. And I think that's probably why. But the idea is you're not shooting for that, right? You're not shooting for that. All right. So I figure we'll do one chapter a day, or as much of a chapter as we can possibly do, and then we'll just come back the next day. So I'd love to get your feedback on it, on what, you know, I'd get feedback on what we're doing. And this is next week we're going to be talking about the Christian Ninja's source of power, the art of dependence. But that was it. Okay, anybody who wants to say anything, you totally can. Otherwise, I'm going to sit down, and feel free to ask or chat about whatever you want. Been listening while I was at work. I enjoyed it, and it gave me stuff to think about. Well, that's all we can ask, right? The important, I think, the thing to really walk away with in this, to me anyway, is to, like, just up from this week, is to think, what in my life right now is the thing I do as a person of faith that nobody else sees? Nobody else sees. Right? What's the thing that you do, or the things that you do that are actively done in secret? And I think that's one of the most important parts of processing it, is that idea of you are doing it on purpose in secret. This is something that you like, you could do in public. Like, I could do this at the library, I could go do this in the coffee shop or whatever, but you're like, no, I'm gonna do this in my room with the door closed. Or I'm, you know, when I volunteer, I specifically volunteered to do something that I knew that other people didn't want to do, and that when I show up, you know, I do the thing, and then I'm gone, and then nobody knows what happened. Like, whether it be baking all the squares, or doing all the dishes afterwards, or setting up the chairs, or, you know, doing the financial side of things where you're up 12 hours at night trying to figure out how to do all the math, and nobody sees that kind of stuff. Like, choosing to do that on purpose. So I guess my question to you, and really for this, is to ask yourself, do you do things, spiritually, exercises, or spiritual service, acts of service, that no one sees, and no one sees? I'm sitting there like, does anybody want to share what they do? And part of me is like, well, they're like, no, I don't want to do that. That's kind of the whole point. But I'm like, but I'm also like, but we don't know who you are. You're behind a username, so we couldn't find you if we wanted to. But yeah, there's so many things that can be done. I know for me, like, I have my journal here, and that's what I, you know, that's what I where I go do my divas and whatnot. And the door is usually pretty shut, but inevitably I'll have someone come in and take a look at me. You know, they're like, hey, oh, you're doing divas, right? Now, do I do it because I want to be seen? No, but you know, so, but at the same time, does it not count if it's seen? No, that's not how that works. Okay, that's that. And today is Minecraft Monday. What we do now is we're gonna just switch over to playing Minecraft. That's the plan. More done than talked about, yeah. A lot. Well, talk about, you know, study versus activity. Yeah, Zach is a perfect example of someone completely anonymous. Yeah, I'm talking about, like Lightgate said, things that are done more than talked about or done more than studied. Christians, especially Western Christians, are very good at study and very good at reading and very good at like talking about stuff and going to small groups and going to church and learning and whatnot. The struggle that many people have is putting it into practice. Right, is that, you know, like you can go to small group where it's like, yes, we should be active in our communities and we should, you know, et cetera, you know, and but then you're not, or you go and you hear a sermon about being convicted to change things. You're like, yeah, I should change things, and you just don't. Or generosity, right? Talk about we should be generous. It's like you get the big generosity, or that you tithe. When it comes to the individuals in your life, you don't even think about it. Like they're like they don't count. There are a lot of people who claim to be Christians and are, but at the same time, when they do, they're like, when they think through what it's like to be a Christian in their Christian worldview, it doesn't touch a lot of areas of their life. Like, what does it mean to be a Christian at work? What does it mean to be a Christian parent? What does it mean to be a Christian when you're talking to your friends or on the ball team or whatever? You know, it's like that. It's put somewhere else. Okay, question 3. I grew up with it, and I know it unnerved me when I put my money from the church from one hand into the other. What? Really? Like you literally did? Is that true? Is that a thing? Well, Lightgate makes a good point, right? Is that the as a parent, like, you don't want all of your spirituality to be hidden. And I think maybe that might be a mistake that some others do, in that they don't demonstrate, or they don't teach, or they don't show their Christian stuff, because for that reason, you know, for Matthew 6, like, to their kids, like, their kids never see them pray, their kids never see them confess, their kids never see them ask forgiveness, you know, the kids never see them worship or whatever. They just they don't see the active part of faith, because it's like, well, I do that privately, I don't want anybody to see. Well, your kids, though, and the people that you're trying to mentor, right, they need to be able to see and demonstrate and be part of what it means to pray, right? That's why so many kids, or so many, you know, that grow up, the only prayer they've ever heard is grace. And so when they, you know, they're like, okay, I'm gonna go pray for, you know, whatever, they just like, all I know is thank you for the food, thank you for the day, you know, please bless my parents, amen, kind of thing. And it's like the idea of adoration, confession, thanksgiving, supplication, you know, that kind of stuff is foreign to them, because they've never seen it, right? Never seen it. My hands got sweaty. I put the coins in the other hand, or when dressing, get the jacket off, or something similar. Oh, interesting. That's super interesting. That's my question. Doing it in front of other people to see you living that out. And that's, it depends on the people, depends on the purpose, right? Like, your kids, they should see you pray, and they should see you confess, and they should see you study, you know, and whatnot, totally, you know, to show that you have an active faith, and to show that that's what an active faith looks like. But you don't do it to show off to your kids, right? You do it because it's a natural part of your life, and you're inviting them into that part of your, you know, your faith experience. For me, like, I talk about it all the time, and, you know, that maybe we should this, maybe we should, you know, pray, we should, you know, it's hard to, because my kids are adults, they have their own cars, so I can't make them go places. You got to come to church. I can make them come to church, you know, But right now I can't make them do anything because they're all adults. But they are. I do try to make sure that I demonstrate and show. They've seen so many miracles in my life of God's provision that they're like, yeah, obviously God's doing stuff here, and then that's why I'm able to say, knowing that God's doing stuff and knowing that we will live under His grace. Consider what you're doing right now and how you're living, and whether or not that reflects the life you want and the life that you want God to bless. Because for them, they've seen it. That's good. I should show my child more of that. I do pray with him, but I worship with him, and when I pray with him in my closet, show him from that too. Yeah, and that's right. Like it, to make it part of your normal experience. Just it's part of life. And even to encourage them to do it. Hey, why don't you go pray about that? Go talk to God, or here's a journal, and here's how to journal, that kind of thing. Yeah. Yuke says, clearly not all good works should be hidden, because Matthew says, let people see your good works and give glory to God. Yeah. And again, that's the first part. Don't do your good works in order that. Those are really important. That's really important. In order that they be seen by others. Your motive is what matters. Motivation is a huge part of Christian thought. Why you do what you do is often more important than what you do. Right? Love covers a multitude of sins, kind of thing, because if your heart was in the right place and you did it out of love, even though you screwed it all up, you still credit to you as being an act of love, not an act of selfishness or an act of trying to controlling or whatever. It was because I did that because I loved them and I wanted the best for them. It's sort of in the same way, right? That if you can do good things, and if you're going to avoid the good thing because someone might see you, that's bad, right? It'd be better if you did the good thing and people saw you. But the question is, are you doing the good thing in order that people see you and praise you? In order that people see you and think you're good and holy and whatever. Because it's the in order that'll get you in trouble. Why? Zach's quoting Eminem on my channel. What a weirdo. What the heck? I wonder if Lightgate got that reference. I'm very curious. Yeah, not to show up to delete. Exactly. What's your heart posture in doing it that way? Exactly. Like I said, it's tempting for pastors because we're so often, there's lots we can do. No, I didn't. Yeah. There's lots we can do and lots we're asked to do. And so much of it is spiritual stuff, that it's easy to forget that you are, that you also have a relationship with God, just you. So for example, like if you're deep in the study, deep in the, kind of doing the sermon thing, and you're doing your devos, and it comes up, it's a good idea. You're like, wow, God really spoke to me right there. Maybe I should go and tell everybody. Maybe that should be this week's sermon. Maybe I should study that and do that more. And it's good, very well could be that one was just for you. And having that two different worlds of, this is my relationship with God privately, this is what I talk to him about privately, versus this is my study, this is my work, and this is what we talk about at at church and on boards and how I counsel people and whatever. Sometimes those worlds are hard to keep apart. Because you only got so much time, and you want to be like, I want to preach out of a place of honesty, and so therefore I want it to touch my heart, but at the same time, Friday only has so many hours, and that's when I write. So it can be hard. It can be hard. You got to be really deliberate about it. Bye, everyone. Have a good one. God bless. Yep. Hopefully we'll have some fun in Minecraft. The plan is to keep building that sky castle. Even though we haven't even started the Sky Castle, we're still on Sky Island. Let's fire that up. Let me know if there's a better way. If you enjoyed the talk, if there's something I can do to make it better, let me know. I want the talks to be very helpful to you guys. If you want a copy of the book and you can't afford it, let me know. I'll give you one. Not a problem. I can't give you a real one. I'll give you a PDF though. You know what's funny? I am right now really enjoying Where Winds Meet. I'm gonna sit in that game for a little while. And we're gonna play that a little bit on stream. It's pretty neat. It's a pretty neat, very pretty. Like the dungeon crawls are really, really cool looking. Can I pay someone to get the book? Can we do that? Can I pay for someone to get the book? I mean, you can go to Amazon and order it, right? And then put someone else's address in. What's up, DP? I'm just trying to remember how to launch Minecraft because I'm dopey right now. Yeah, thank you. I figured it out. Okay. To the Minecraft. Let's put on some music too. What should we listen to? I don't mind royalty-free jazz. This lo-fi jazz is actually pretty good. Skillet. Only the frying of eggs. The only skillet that I'll listen to. I still am bothered whenever I go to a Christian stream and they're playing copyright music. I always think, you're not allowed to do that and you know better. Stop it. But I've stopped saying that to people because I'm not their pastor, I'm not their dad. You know, I'd say it to people I have influence over, I guess. But ultimately, like, what can I say to them? Nothing. Well, yeah, but that's like saying I shot somebody, but it's okay. I buried the body and nobody knew who they were. So no big loss. Like, you can't do bad stuff even if people don't see it. That's kind of the opposite of Christian Ninja stuff. Don't do bad things in the hopes that nobody sees them. You know? Oh, you guys can't see. Why not? Ta-da! All right, always nighttime and usually raining when I jump onto any given server. Remember to use XP Vault when you have extra XP. Extra XP. I don't even know what that means. I have 21. Like I haven't been getting much XP. All I've been doing when it comes to the XP is I'll just give myself more. I'll go buy it from the store. Yeah, this is same Minecraft server. We had to move a few things around, but ultimately, yep, it's the same one. Cookie Skillet, where they play K-pop. I love me some K-pop, dude. I am a huge fan of the K-pop. All right, that looks pretty good. I gotta do something else though. Surprised this frog hasn't jumped off the edge yet. You know he's gonna try. He's now craving cookies. I love cookies. Who doesn't love cookies? Okay, so trying to figure out what I can do here. Maybe I should add some more like cobble. have not figured this thing out yet. We'll extend it a little bit because that way it can maybe. I was gonna put a house on here, like a little shed, and then I just ended up not doing it. Crossing them very high. Can't fence them in unless you make it very high. 8 blocks? Yeah, I'm not having an 8-block fence on my land here. Whoops. Running out of the mossy cobblestone. Frogs are like cats. They always land on their feet. But do they land on their feet after falling 100 blocks? That's the question. All right, so I thought I had moss. I do not. To the store. Okay, cool. Got some. Ow! I wasn't looking. I just thought I'd land in the water, and I landed on the only square. The 100 block doesn't matter if they land on their feet or not. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Oh, I didn't turn music on. Did I? I can't hear the music. Oh, I think I know why, because I didn't change my audio settings. Oop. Oop, oop, oop. Well, that's not so bad. Turn it up a little bit. Yeah. Frogs don't respawn, but you can breed them with the slime balls. Breed them? Oh, they eat slime? Oh. I know you can make tadpoles. But he seems fine. He's fine. He's not going to jump off. You could bread them. Hey man, I've had the old fish. What do you call the not fish? What do you call it? Breaded chicken frog legs. Boy, oh boy! You turn Minecraft on, and suddenly I can't put two thoughts together. I've had them. They're not great. They're really bony and gross. Actually, where I was. Do you want to go in low carb? Very difficult. Yeah, low carb's hard. Once you can get the, you know, like the rhythm down and you've figured out what you're going to eat. I think the hardest part of any of that kind of change is you're like, what am I going to eat now? Because you're so used to eating a single thing that it's like, this is what I eat, and now I got to figure out a whole new thing to eat, and I kind of have a rhythm to it. But you're kind of hosed. I know when I lost all that weight, you know, not that long ago, big part of it was just the fact that I was able to kind of go, yeah, I have the same thing to eat every day. Low carb, I start off and eat protein, be less hungry. Yeah, protein's a huge part of it. I know for me, like I was having tons of yogurt and all kinds of yeah, exactly. Yeah, well, eggs are a big part of, like, you got to do eggs and yogurt. That's another one. Good protein. Can't eat eggs. Oh, that stuff. Ground beef. Okay, there you go. Can't eat dairy. Oh, that's rough. Dude, I feel bad, man. That's tough. No soy either? I'm so glad I don't have any food allergies. Really. Yeah, fish is good. Oh yeah, tons of cans of tuna. And then someone's like, yeah, but you're gonna get mercury poisoning and die of lead or some jazz. Like, there's nothing that you can have that people aren't gonna complain about. But yeah, cans of tuna. Salmon, yeah. I like salmon better too. Add a bunch of mayonnaise. Everything tastes good when you add a bunch of mayonnaise. Does this look like anything to anybody? Honestly. Like, these are all supposed to have light, but they don't. We got one stupid little glowberry. Let's add some. Whoop! Whoa! True lime powder to my canned salmon. Lime powder. That sounds good. That could be good. Yeah, that's the plan. I'm gonna go grab some bone meal. I think I have some. Or not. I have bones, which is one step away from bone meal. And no, save a build. What are you, crazy? I just assume everything's gonna be fine because DP's in charge. That's what I do. I want to build more of these because I really like that. That's the way the lights are. Just like really cool looking light lamps. Yeah, that's kind of neat. Let's build another one of these. I kind of like that light situation. We'll put another one in the corner over here. Yeah. But true lime. They start with true lemon and expanded preferred lime over lemon. True lime with sweeteners. So, not intended saving you from anything. You'd get KO'd. It's all up to you. No, I think it means the save the actual file. Do we have a backup of the file? Is that a thing that we're doing? Because she makes a good point, you know? Is that dark enough already? Crazy. So what's this true lime stuff? Is it? I'm gonna land it on my frog. I assume it's got to be some kind of powder. Rolled back up, yes, but it's a bit old. There hasn't been much activity, so not much concerning. I've been active. What are you talking about? I've been non-stop active. Whoops. I accidentally glow-berried myself. That's no good. Lab. I'll use dirt to stand up on, because why not? Yeah, not while I was in Florida. No, that's true. That's very true. Did I do that right? Let's go over the water. No, I didn't do it right. Ow. Okay, and then glowberries. I need a few. I'm not going to pick the glowberries I just put down. We're going to get different glowberries. I have some down in the old shed. Ow. Oh, I can take these. That'll be a problem. Oh, I had tons of bone meal. What am I doing? I can just bone meal. See? Yes. DB's. That's funny how often DB's like, here's something helpful, and I'm like, you figure it out. It happens a lot, actually, which makes me feel smart because DP knows what he's doing. If I can come up with the same solution to DP, then I feel smart. Because I don't know what's happened. True lime is crystallized lime. This packet is the same as a wedge of lime. Maybe that's more like half a lime. It's very limey in its liminess. Yeah, all right. DP is the server boss. He's very good at what he does. He's been extraordinarily kind, and I have been extraordinarily assumptive of his, because he keeps everything running smooth, and he's interested, and he does a good job. And then I don't go on for a month. Maybe one more in the corner here? Yeah, how about one over here? All right. There you go. Not for me. Just for DP. Well, cred. Everything takes me 18 times longer than others because I keep forgetting one or two things. Like, for example, I could bring this down to the next line since I'm done on this one. Let's do that. Never mind. Oh, I was already full? I'm a genius. Now again. Okay, I'll put this here. And then... I don't have the box? Oh, for crying out loud. I thought I was gonna get the box. Why does it not auto get the box for you? That should be the first thing it gets whenever you do that. No, I gotta face this way. Come on. I'm sure you're there. There it is. Nope, wrong thing. Okie dino. And put all this stuff in. I find it easier to just put it all in and then take out what I want. Okay. I don't need a stick. I will need the bone meal. Start with your rocks. And the rockets. Anything else? Maybe dirt. Oh, I have dirt. No, I think I'm good. Oh, I gotta eat. I keep falling off things and bashing my face into, or my ankles. Bashing my ankles against things. That's cool. It's not enough though. Like I did I think the pond looks cool, right? Like that it's neat looking. It's got its own little style. But on the outside, like around the outside, is not. it's not cool, man. I don't know what to do. I thought about putting like a, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe we can be inspired later. If anybody figures out what to do, let me know. Let's go up to the main land there. It's so high. It's so high up. I think it's it. Hey, crazy kid. Good to see you. Like, it's so high. Like, what level am I at? I'm at level 217. Yeah, dude. It's so high. I don't even think I can see my house from here. Oh, kinda. I can even see my little train station. All right, so the plan here, yeah, it's pretty high. Yeah, I'm pretty high. The plan then is to, I think this is another hole to nowhere. So we'll just put dirt there. What's the worst that could happen? Okay. I want to build. How is their light going? Oh, I know what that was. Oh no. I keep doing that. That was the light. Oh no. That made the light so they didn't get monsters down in the bottom. I know. Crap. That's what I get for not remembering. All right, let's I gotta figure out why that stupid light was. Dagnabbit. I see. What's funny is that is not the first time I've done that. That is the third time I went, why is this hole here? Filled it and then had problems. I am dumb. All right, where was it? It was right above. Yeah, it was right above. Good. All right. I think it was right. Am I gonna have to dig another one? No, it's right there. Oh, it's above. I know what it is. It's above the light sensor. So we just got to go up there. All right, so what? Yeah, it's dead here. Yeah, that's exactly where it is. Okay, so where am I? I'm at -17 plus 70. Okay, -17 plus 70. That's what we got to remember. Negative 17. Plus 70. Yeah, first try. First try. Let's go. What's that song? Oh, this is from a copyright safe lo-fi jazz. It's right in the middle between lo-fi music where it's super boring and like something that's a little bit too distracting. I was doing a talk the other day and I completely ruined the talk. We're talking about really serious stuff like creator suicide. And I played completely the wrong music for it. And it was, I can't even use the video. It was so bad. I can't even use the video. All right, so there's that. Let's remember that. You know what we should do? We should mark this so that future me isn't dumb. I think glass. If I go to blocks, I can get glass. Oh, lyrics. Oh, I'm sorry. Glass. 1. There. Okay. What I want to do, I have a lot. I'm gonna go looking for some inspiration. Let's do that first, because I want to go back to that one that I liked. Sky bases, yeah, 10 sky base designs that are pretty cool. I think it was this one. Yes.
Narrow wall.
All right, the spell. So that's the basement is super rad. Oh, I'm sorry. I do? My bad. What did you say? Something important? True lime is crystallized lime. Heat package is a wedge. Never mind. He's so high, high above me. He's so lovely. Like Joan of Arc. Hey, I know that song. It's a good song. You know what song's been stuck in my head lately, though? Hey, the Magnificent Master. Is Santa Monica by Everclear. I heard it on the radio, and it must have been for the first time I ever turned it up, ever, I guess. I don't know. But the way it builds, like he starts kind of quiet, but by the end, he's literally screaming. And he's just like so angry at the situation with the girl and with the, you know, where she is in his head. It's just so good. Yeah, She's So High by Tal Bachman. Yeah. But yeah, I really liked, I'm really digging that. Yeah. I listened to it 2 or 3 times over the last couple weeks here, and it's like super good. Oh, what's up, man? I am I'm a pastoral counselor, and I'm someone who would love to chat through some stuff. If you wanna talk, you can just hang out, or you can ask a question. I'm happy to help. I don't like this stone here, but I do like how it looks cavey, but like I really lived in cave. So maybe I should hollow out the middle. Maybe. It's supposed to be like, when you look at the actual like outside, like it's supposed to like be a chunk of the bottom, so it's kind of inside there. Non-rush, non-sleety on Canadian hit. I don't like that build, but I do like the basement. Should we start in the basement? Nah, let's start on the top. We need we need a sky. We need a cherry blossom castle. All the best stuff is Canadian. Everybody knows that. My psychiatrist abandoned me and said I would be on help, and wrote several insults about me. Oh no. Oh no. Well, that's sucky. That sounds like you had a bad psychiatrist. There's others, man. There are other psychiatrists. We'll find it. We will go. We can go find another one, and then hopefully that one won't be. Because honestly, you're not the only one who's gone to a counselor or to a psychiatrist, you know, doctor, you know, whatever. And if you don't vibe with that person, right? It doesn't matter how intelligent and scholastic they are. If you're just you don't trust them, or you don't like their attitude, you don't like the whatever, it's not gonna help you. Yeah, sometimes people are saying things you need to hear that you don't like to hear. That's different. But I mean, like, people, you're like, I don't trust him. I don't like him. I don't think he's a good guy or girl. Then yeah, you got to find one that you vibe with, and that's totally valid. Totally valid. It's a bummer if your first experience is like that. You know, I had one that wasn't kind or helpful, and one that was amazing. Yeah, exactly. They refused to give me another one. Well, I don't know who they are, but there's a lot of doctors out there, a lot of hospitals out there, a lot of places that fund the stuff. Like, you keep trying, man. There are people out there. Or, like, unless it's literally for meds, find a psychologist or a pastoral counselor. Like, it depends on what's wrong with you, right? Said that wrong. But you know what I mean? Like, it depends on, like, what's going on. That is the actual issue. I kind of like that one. A little too blocky, though. Yeah, it depends on your needs, exactly. This one that's very gothic, and I don't like gothic. I don't want Japanese. I don't want a pagoda. Yeah. That's not a bad idea. A little pink village. I'm a bit depressed. Yeah, I mean, if you're going to a psychiatrist, the chances are that means that you are on meds, and if your med situation isn't, like, sorted out, then you're going to end up with feeling kind of crappy. And if you went to someone for help, you know, and that person told you to pound sand and made you feel bad, you're going to get a wave of hopelessness, right? Where you're just like, well, I can't help me, and they don't want to help me. So that sucks. That's why I started with saying, you know, there are a lot of other people out there that are, you know, better, maybe more kind, maybe have, you'll vibe with a lot better. It's the one doctor that was a big poopy head. We can find one that isn't, you know, and that's totally valid. You don't do meds? Okay, well, then you can do it. Then if you need talking to, like, you want to talk therapy, do a psychologist or a counselor, right? And because a psychiatrist is specifically a doctor for, like, they do medication. Yes, they do other stuff, but, like, a psychologist can help. A good psychologist can help with talk therapy as much as a psychiatrist. They just can't prescribe meds. I want to see your build, man. What the heck? I don't mind that idea. Guess we gotta go to the thumbnail. My counselors help more with my moods, and talking to the family doctor can also give me meds. Yeah, exactly. Talk therapy is really, really, really important. Like, if you don't get it out of your system, like, there'd be things on the inside that you're like, man, I can't bunker, you know. And then if you don't get that out of your system at some point, where your brain has to form it into words, form it into sentences, you know, convey your feelings, convey your thoughts, it'll just kind of be a jumble of wires up in your brain. Once you lay all those wires out, because you have to be able to communicate it to somebody, you know, it actually is a lot easier to deal with. That's what talk therapy is all about. It is about you laying out what's going on inside of you in a reasonable, logical, kind of work it through, find the vocabulary order, so that you can process what you're actually feeling. They don't really give advice very much. Like, sure, they'll give you a little test, they'll give you a little advice, have you tried this? But really what they're trying to do is guide you to be able to understand yourself and be able to put yourself in a place to kind of go, okay, I get what's wrong with me now, and I kind of get what I need to do to fix it. Because you probably know but you can't articulate it yet. And if you completely don't know, then you know they're there to help. Oh, dude. Yes, I was expecting you. Dude, wins. My bad. I'm sorry, dudes. Especially called this a few times. Had to advocate for myself. I had 4 in a row that were, or 3 in a row that were not great. And I like it makes it really hard to go back when like 25% are its success rate for people I actually want to listen to. But if you need to talk, a lot of places you can talk. Not a bad idea. They'll up their village. Might even be better. Yeah, it's nice if you can talk about your faith too. For sure. Got that big cherry tree in the middle of town. That's kind of cool. That's a lot. That castle's a lot. That's a house. All right, let's see if we can find a picture. Okay. Nope. I don't want Gothic. I don't want Japanese. I don't want it to look like a house. What do I want? I actually don't know. Ooh, that's kind of pretty. Ooh. Yeah. I think that's the one. On TV, they said several mental health personnel don't know how to help people, and it's true. It's true. So right now I'm in Canada, there is a mental health crisis, right? Everybody's depressed or sad or, really, not doing great. Part of the crisis is the fact that we have very few trained counselors, psychologists, psychiatrists. The doctors are overwhelmed because, there's too many, things happening for any GP to handle. And so you'll get maybe 15 minutes with somebody, maybe, if you're lucky. And then and that's it. The quote unquote loneliness epidemic, which is compounding it. And then there's what they're calling a friendship drought. So if you're lonely and there's a friendship drought and there are no doctors and the only people you can talk to is for 15 minutes once a month, like that is a recipe for disaster, right? Disaster. Yes, Canada is where all good things come from. Yes, yeah. I'll figure that one out, DB. You're absolutely right. So that's a recipe for disaster, which is why I'm such a big advocate for people becoming parts of church, of groups, of teams, of cohorts, all the rest of that stuff. Hello, Roman. It's good to see you, man. Like you need to get somewhere and you need to talk to people. Does it always have to be medicinal and counseling and stuff? No. Yes, you do need that sometimes, but you got to talk to people. That's why we have the Discord, where people can come and kind of share their stuff and they can hang out. That's why we have here in when I'm live, so we can talk through some stuff and you can feel like someone's here listening for sure. It's tough right now. It is tough in Canada, especially if you got mental health, especially if you're old, especially if you're a baby. Like they just like murder is the answer up here, and it sucks. But there are a lot of really good pastors out there, and there's a lot of really good like life coaches and things like that are trying to stand in the gap. But yeah, if you feel lonely and you don't have any friends, you don't have any connections, you're just gonna feel gross. That's even nicer. I don't know. Do I like that one? Maybe I don't like that one. Is that cement? Murder's always right. It just seems to be, man. I don't know what they're doing up here. Somebody was like, you know what would help if we just murdered all the babies and old people and anybody who was sick. Wouldn't that make everything better? And the answer, no. Yeah. I mean, California, right? There's somebody who's like, can I get coverage for cancer? And they're like, have you tried dying? We'll send you the pill. Like, it's pretty awful. Not even joking. Yeah, I kind of like this. I kind of like that one. It's very pink. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hello. Where'd you come from? Where'd you come from? Is there a dark spot somewhere? I gotta find where they came from. I was standing in the dark spot? Was I really? Well, we can't have that. Okay. Was I? No way. Because he would have walked towards me. Come on. It might have been over here. Oh, see right there. Over there. That's the dark spot. Please die. Thank you. All right, we need to make some. We need to make some decisions here. I need light. Give me torches. Are they decorations? Or should I just get coal? Crying out loud. I guess I could buy lanterns. That'd be a pain in the butt to harvest, but they're pretty cool looking. Miscellaneous. I bet you can't even buy a torch. Because why would they sell you a torch, right? And rods. Because I'm fancy. You can buy a stick. Oh, crying out loud. I'm so bad at video play doing this thing. I'm sorry, dudes. My bad. Thank you for saying so. The problem is that Minecraft is being stupid. Minecraft doesn't work on one kind of capture. It only works on the other kind. And then I can't capture the screen if I'm sorry. It's all my fault. I get it. But it is dumb. It is also dumb. Murder works until your loved one becomes one of the, well, the one with the problem, or you don't want to be murdered. And the solution that they keep handing you is to be murdered, right? That's the other part of it, is when you legitimately want help and they won't give it to you. You're like, I would really like you to pay for me to have counseling, pay for me to have some kind of assistance or public something or other, and they're like, well, no, because you could just go, you could just go die. So that would be really way better for us anyway. And yeah, it's pretty awful. Rad juice. Crying out loud, there was a disabled vet a couple years ago who asked for assistance in building a wheelchair ramp, and they recommended MAID. Yeah. Yeah. Like, it's almost sounds like you go to, you watch some kind of weird dystopian like movie or something like that, where they're talking about like reading some kind of book, like Hunger Games or something, where they're like, I know you're hungry, but what if you just died? And it's like, oh, that's crazy, man. Can you imagine that happening? It's like, it's happening currently right now. It's happening in Canada, where the government is like, we think our citizens shouldn't be alive anymore. They're expensive. Every solution, but every solution to every horse problem was to shoot the horse. True enough. All right, that should do it. It's ugly, but it is what it is. All right, let's. I guess I didn't even need to do that. I could just leave, but I want to. Let's check this out. Oh, I can buy that. I can buy it for $2.99. What? I don't want to do that. I want to build it. Okay. What's the inside look like? Ugh, gross. Ugh, gross. What's that? What is it made of though? Like, that's really, really, really pink. It's got to be cement, right? But there's no such thing as pink cement stairs. Maybe that's not possible. Oh, crap. Instead of waypoint's not a bad idea. I hadn't even thought about that. Yvonne the Yukon? I have not. California has made doctor-assisted suicide. I don't know if anybody else does. That's kind of neat. Not great though. It's a good inspiration. I mean, what's cool about this one, like this normal castle here that I just, it's a rectangle, which, you know, I can handle that. Are you? No, I'm not. I won't give you a hug. Thank you for asking, but I will not. I can't give you a hug on YouTube. They want to know if I can give them a hug, and I can't. Why must everything be so complicated? I know that you're not asking, you know, but the answer is because sin, because people, because because life is hard. What makes it less complicated is having people in your life that you trust and that you know care for you. You can go through a lot as a human being if you can face it with other people, right? That's the secret. Can you do it in such a way that you're even though when you're overwhelmed, you have people that you can say, I'm super overwhelmed, and they can go, yeah, you should be. And then you feel better. That's kind of cool, built into the side of a wall. But not what I'm trying to do. Whoa. That's nuts. Nope, I am not at that level of building. Well, if I can help, man, I'd love to try. I know that there's a lot happening in your life, and I don't want to give easy answers, but I can say that we have a pretty decent community here. Okay. I guess that's a way to do it. And you build the towers. Okay, all right. That's a good system. Oh, that's a gate. Maybe. That's more of a really fancy house. Yeah, join the Discord. Come hang out. Come say hey. I could never do that. I know. I'm looking like the one I just saw. Like, where was it? Like this one here. I'm like, that's super cool. But like, I'm looking at that tree and I'm like, that ain't gonna happen. Cool though. You're at Discord? Exclamation point Discord. Come join that and come say hey. There are a lot of people on there that are sort of in a similar situation. I mean, me personally, right? So if you probably don't know my story very much, but like I personally have struggled with you know, with depression, with anxiety, with having, you know, some pretty suicidal thoughts, with abuse, you know, all kinds of really horrible things. And I'm still here. I have family members who have struggled with that. One who died of drug overdose, and one who was recently, you know, hospitalized for a really long time to try to deal with that kind of stuff. And like, so mental health and mental health crisis and struggles is a very day-to-day normal thing for me. And so it doesn't freak me out. And the question, you know, I've been asked the question a bunch of times, like, how are you still here? How are you still around? And I say, it's only by God's grace, man. Like, I should be divorced, I should be drunk, or I should be dead, or all three. And the grace of God is what gets me through, and God's people, and the awesomeness of the people that are part of this community. And like, it's really true. Yeah, only by God's grace. I don't like this one. That one's ugly. Looking at the foot of snow outside. Right? Yeah, it's been kind of wintry here too. Ooh. Ooh. Oh. That is kind of nuts though. I can't be drunk when you're dead. That's true. I guess one needs to come before the other. Okay, that's not bad. You know what? I kind of like this one. Yep, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna settle on this one. That's a good one. We're gonna save that. Save image. We're gonna put it in downloads. Fairy Castle. Okay, perfect. That's gonna be the inspiration for what we do. So it's got to be big though. Fortunately, I'm gonna have to count. I hate counting. Yeah, you buy the world, like, so the like, if you go here, it for $1.99, they'll sell you the world, and then you can live there or whatever. Yeah, I can deal with the inside later. Right now we're gonna try to just build. The wall's gonna take 1,000 years. Yeah, actual money. Yeah. Tape measure plug-in? I know, I'm gonna have to count. Like, how much is this? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So many. That's probably what? If that's 10, that's 100. It's probably 300 wide. My whole thing is only pre-played Minecraft, exactly, right? Yeah. My whole thing is only 70 wide. So like, that's not gonna, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Okie dokie. Boing, boing, boing. Oh, maybe she did some, oh, look at that. She even left me some stuff I can build on. Oh, that's convenient. Okay, I want a front courtyard. We gotta make sure it faces the right way. I will screw this up. I think you might need a bigger We're gonna need a bigger Actually, you know what? What really matters is the moat, or the, you know, where the heck this. I need something with this light, obviously. And I need where's the water? Water's here. So that's got to be a fountain, maybe a front fountain. It's kind of middle-ish. I picked it at random. So if we do, let's use cement. That's what the cool kids do. White concrete, maybe. They do green, right? Don't people do green? I don't know. What do the cool kids do? I don't even know. I'll do white. Is the castle gonna be hanging out? Yeah, it's only, okay, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So 13 times 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 52, right? That's not very wide. So I think the courtyard, if this is going to be a fountain in the courtyard, theoretically, because I don't want it to be a moat. That'd be dumb. What's the point of protecting it with a moat? That's going to be a fountain. Then that means it's got to be semi-midular. Yeah. So that means this goes. No, it just needs to be a hang out at the bottom. I actually don't need to be too crazy about this because it needs to be middle. It could be like around anywhere and it can kind of drain off to the side. So really not that big a deal. Is this the center? 1, 2, 1, 2. This is the center. Oh, that's not so bad. Okay, so gate. Gate. You could use a mod to keep this area lit to avoid monsters. You could, but like I'm of the opinion that the more things you do with mods, the more chance you have of getting bored. And I stand by that because I've seen a lot of people, my son included, and me and people on the taco, we added a bunch of mods and then all of a sudden it was, you know, they don't want to show up anymore. Why? Because they did everything. Well, that's hard to say in Minecraft, but if you're like, okay, I have more power than I'll ever need, right? All right, so it goes that way. I just gotta remember what I did. Oh, boop, 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 boop. Boop, 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 I think. Yep. So this is the corners. Yep. And then, yeah, it sticks out a little bit. Okay, good. Sticks out a little bit. So that means that that the wall should be here. I'm gonna need way more of those. Yes, scale the footprint, and yeah, at least it's a start. It's a start, right? Let's buy stacks. We'll buy, I don't know, 4 stacks. I don't think that's gonna be enough, but somewhere to start. Big nabbit. And then this way. Green froze? Oh, diddly ding dang darn it. There you go. I'm sorry, guys. Minecraft is being troublesome. Whoa, that was close. A little too far. I don't know what I was doing there. Fell asleep. That was dumb. I almost died. Okay. Cool. So that's the outside. We're gonna put. We could probably expand that a little bit, but you know, okay, that's not so bad. Let's get some pink concrete and to make the. Where did I put the gate? I haven't decided yet. Or did I? I did. I decided over here. No, that's the fountain. Crap. Huh. What am I facing? Oh, that's interesting. That might work. It's a nice little view. I'm just trying to think what logically, like if this thing floated around, where would it have come from? And I guess it doesn't really matter. It could have floated from somewhere else and been facing a different way. So yeah, well, okay, that's fine. That can be the gate. Now it's gonna be a fountain, which means we'll go from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boink. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boink. Which was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Not long enough. 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Cool. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And 10. Is that curvy enough? Yeah, I think 3's enough. There, entrance. And then fountain. I've never really planned out a build like this before. This is the first time I've ever done this kind of thing. Like, at least it's something. Like, it's not me just being willy-nilly, because what ends up happening when I go all willy-nilly is that I end up making some pretty substantial mistakes. And then I have to keep rebuilding, like have to move it all one step to the right kind of thing, which is no fun. Nope. Okay. Cool. Little entryway opens up to a courtyard, and then that way over here we can have some towers, which we'll make a little bit bigger, but we don't need to do that just yet. The fountain. Let's get blue concrete. So we're gonna do. Yeah, blue concrete. We'll get, I don't know, 32 of them. And then we're gonna get pink concrete. We're gonna do the castle. We'll outline the castle in pink. Oh, okay. Fountain. Needs to go from the middle. Dum-dum. There's the middle. So theoretically, it should... We start here. Make a circle. That turned out wonky. What did I do wrong there? Maybe it wasn't long enough. And there. And oh, I think I... What? One and then two. And then one and then two. Why are you... Oh, I know what I did wrong. That one is too short. That's funny. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. But I didn't add the third. Yeah, okay. Duh. Cool. Fountain. And I did make it off kilter. Man, see? What I get? This is why I need to plan. I tried not to, but I couldn't help but make it so that it was the wrong. Because it's got to come to the middle of the gate, not the middle of the water. Middle of the gate. Starting here. And then out. There, perfect. Good. Centered, centered. And that's going to be a fountain. Yes, that's exactly what it was. TP. Or what looks like a big middle finger. Depends on what kind of country I want to run, I guess. All right, so you walk in and you see this magnificent, life-changing, world-expanding fountain where you're like, holy moly, this place is going to be so cool. And then, how did they do it here? Oh, they did an arch, and then... Exactly, I'm the boss. Exactly. We're gonna be murdery? Maybe? Maybe a little bit? That must be the front. So round and then round. Okay, all right. That's gonna be tough to it needs to be livable though too, right? Like I can't just make it a tiny version of a big castle that you can't move around, so it's some kind of model. It needs to be like the lore anyways, that it floated away from somewhere. Guess we have to make some towers now. if we use these as the wow, that's not big enough. I need to go one further back, but I ran out of room on the corners. This is literally as far as this goes. It will fall off the edge. Okay. So if we start here then and make kind of a round. I thought about that, but I'm using my old rule of work with the topography you're given, because within those constraints is usually where some creativity lies. Art thrives under constraint, as they say. Okay, so I'm gonna mess that up so bad. So looking down at it in the corner right here would be 1, 2, 3. That's what we're gonna do. Only one away on that other side? That can't be right. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 1. Oh no, it is 1. Yeah, we're good. Is this 4? Wouldn't that be nice if it counted properly? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh my word. Look who knows what he's doing. Cool. Okay, so that's one side. Now I need a... Well, I guess I could do towers in the corners. Yeah, because it's got to line up. One, two, oops. Oh, wow, I need way more. Did you know that the commands are case sensitive? I didn't. Uh-oh. One, two, three, corner. 1, 2, 3, corner. 1, 2, 3, corner. 1, 2, 3, corner. Now theoretically, if I walk straight... Oh, wow, that's cool. Okay, let's do it again. Fans have sensitive feelings. They don't like getting yelled at. Fair. Tower, 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 tower. Okay. I know we didn't necessarily need him in the front or in the back, but if you look at the actual sky castle that we're looking at here, it's got like tower, 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 tower. Like it does have 4. They're lower, and there's a big middle one. I don't know if we're gonna be able to pull off a big middle one. Because there needs to be a wall now, right? Are the towers? Oh dear. All right, fine. I could take a hint. Ow. So the towers go on the outside, which means, because this is the gate, so we're gonna do the back wall then. Probably straight up the middle. Yeah, why not? They could be doors, like you can still make doors. As grand as castles were, they're also meant to be very functional. They need to be safe and keep like bad guys out. So rectangles are easier to build. Okay, so this is obviously going to be... Wait, he said obviously, like he added into that sentence. What does the front of this one look like? Yeah, it's just a road that goes straight in. And it's at the same level at the front. Okay. Those make little dark cubbies that, yeah, it is, exactly, you're right, they do. So that fountain might need to move forward, actually. Yeah, we're gonna have to move the fountain. Unit mechanisms had to be lit up. Oh yeah, yeah, because like with redstone, you mean? Okay, so dead center. He's gonna be... I think it's gonna have to be a much smaller... a much smaller fountain than I anticipated. No, it's got... I gotta add one more. You gotta work in odd numbers in Minecraft. Three by three piston gate, and it had some gaps inside it. They're closing up all the mechanics. And yeah, exactly, right? Yep. Yep. Because you want it to look clean, and yet at the same time, that's just how the mechanics work. All right, that works. That's better. That'll be something someday. Someday my fountain will come. You can't see the castle gate though. Maybe I should move the... You know what? I think I can change my mind actually. Because if I go down here, all you need is a source block. right? All you need is a source block. So if I go down this water, admittedly, it's a very long way, but you just need a source block right there, somewhere in the basement. And then it's fine. I don't even technically need to put a fountain in the front. More fun that way, maybe? Like I said, art and constraint, right? Huh. Yeah, a little fountain that comes down. And then it needs to be a big, majestic gate. I don't know, man. I don't like having the fountain in the way. It's so in the way. Like when I come in, unless this is the gate to the castle. No. Don't you need a courtyard? Okay, this is the center. Then we should bring it a little further out. Ooh, not wide enough. I may have to give up on this fountain. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to. If I want a decent entry. Oh well. I just thought it'd be kind of cool that, like, the thing that feeds the entire river is like some kind of really cool magic fountain. But I also want a door. What if I just do fountain in the back? Move the entrance. I was thinking about that too. Move the entrance, right? Yeah, like move the entrance to like over here, and then the fountain can be on the side like that, which is totally possible. In fact, you could have 2 courtyards. Like if I opened it up over here, where's his face? That's the only choice I have, because I think the other side is going to be too. Yeah, the only other choice is to go that way. Why don't we can do that? We can totally do that. Wait, this is the long end though. This is the short end. Oh. I guess that's not so bad. Okay, let's try it. I'll leave that area over there, like as in the this big bolt just outside there, because that could be, you know, something. I think I don't need to take it down just yet. Oh, that was supposed to be on the outside. That's the problem. Yeah. Yeah, like a garden. That's what I was thinking too. Hey there, duck. Yeah, something like a garden. I think that'd be good. And then the fountain could have a garden could have a fountain in it. And then obviously this would be a door to get out there. Yeah, that totally works. And we'll just build something similar over here. Oh. We're gonna have to use math. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. Nailed it. I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm hanging in there. Not a nothing too crazy happening today. I'm not. How are you? There are many things in my life that tend to go a little kooky, but today I'm doing okay. What's your life looking like this week? Let me guess. School. Or are you on summer break? No, wait, you're on summer break. Yeah, summer break. Not wide enough. Can I just cut down one? No, now it's not big enough. We're gonna have to make it a little bit, one step wider. Wow, planning, who knew? I do. And the fact that you know that you noticed is amazing. And you're absolutely right, I do look very toothless. It is a condition of being toothless. And I sound funny too. But hey, as someone pointed out earlier, everyone loses their teeth in their lifetime. I thought about having a picture of Toothless the Dragon. I really did. Like kind of floating around just because it'd be funny. But yeah, but no. There. Entrance. Entrance. Entrez-vous. Very good. Okay, and then that is going to be another entrance. Going to be a little bit grander. I like going to the dentist. What I told the dentist when I was there, or I said the endodontist, is that I'm normally really good at being a good dentist patient, but last time I was there, it hurt so much. Like the pain was really considerable, and so I'm like I was dreading it the whole time. I'm like, I'm not looking forward to this. I don't want to do this. This is gonna hurt, and I don't want to be hurt. But then after I told her that, she's like, don't worry, I got you. And then she was able to she did it so that it didn't hurt at all, which I think is really cool of her. And she did a great job. Gimme, gimme, gimme. Okay, fine. I didn't want it anyway. So dumb. Okie dokie. This could be a cool courtyard. And we build up. This is obviously going to have to be a door. Okay. Did I do that right? Nope, I did not. Yeah, I mean, it's just summer, man. Of course you're gonna sleep in. You earned the right, so you may as well do it. You worked hard all fall and spring. You earned the right to party down a little bit. And when I party down, I always sleep. My favorite kind of party. Okie dokie. Theoretically, I could open up on all four sides. Like, I obviously couldn't do it over here. Well, maybe I could. How far out does this go? So it's just 1, 2, 3, and 4 build. Okay. You get the same dentist? Well, yeah, you want to go to the same dentist. You don't want to pick a different guy. They got to get to know you, and they got to know your teeth. I think it's 6 wide. If you brush your teeth and you take care of your dental hygiene, there's no reason to not like going to the dentist. But if they're in there digging away and picking and drilling and whatnot because you didn't take care of your teeth, that's hardly the dentist's fault. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That's a good long. Okay. The landing platform. Players flying. Oh, that's not a bad idea. Like a landing platform. Yeah. Cool. So 15, so that's 7 on either side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 4, 5, 6, 7. And then go 1, 2, 3. Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say the sleeping in thing. Now that you mention it, not sure you pulled that off today. Dentists can vary wildly, and not only cost, but yeah, obviously they all have specialties and stuff like that. I've been very blessed to have good dentists. Cool. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Does it? I think we're all right. One. What? Hold on. One, two, three. Oh, that's what I messed up. 1, 2, 3. Good eye. Wow. And then start here. Still wrong. All right, so 1, 2. And then 1, 2. What am I doing? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that'd be the problem. There we go. I think we're good over here too. I did 1, 1, 2 over here. Oh, we gotta just do the whole thing. No, we don't. 1, 2, 3. No, that's fine. It's still even. Maybe 15? Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. And then 1, 2, 3, and then it should build 4. It's fine. It's all good. Not a big deal. Yeah, it could be. It could be. You're right. It could be. And really, once you're inside or on any given side, you will not notice. And I'm trying to give myself a little bit of room to do something. Right? So theoretically, this can only be a instead of being a 5 wall, it'll have to be a 3 wall, which actually could be cooler. Yep, that works. It's kind of like a back door. I guess it's another side door. It'll be where we put the barracks. Put all the like our 4 soldiers get trapped in the sky. That's where they get to go. Yeah. It'll look better once it's made of stairs. Still kind of even. So this will be, yeah, this could be a big, like garden. And then the entrance is over here. And that's going to have to be like paved. What? Hold on. No, we're good. Oh, that looked uneven. Probably because of the placement of the torch. We're going to move the torch over just so I don't lose my mind. Yeah, okay. Let's expand this a little bit. Wow, I sure take up a lot of real estate with this land. Like, yeah, I don't realize how much space this takes until I look over and I'm like, oh, look, it's the other side of the mountain. Yeah, that's wild. And the library that apparently will never get built because somebody has homework. I do. I rule all over I can see. I'm a benevolent ruler though, so it's all good. And by benevolent I mean absent and uncaring. As long as you pay your taxes, I don't care. Do what you want. Total anarchy in my kingdom. What? How did I screw that up? Yeah, okay. Doop, doop, doop. Doop, doop, doop. Yeah, there is a library that needs building, dude. Come and finish it. Oh, I did something. No, I'm okay. No, I did something wrong. Something bad has occurred. Because I can do this. But I can't do... No, I can do that. No, we're good. We're all good. It's all good. How's Dio today? Hope you're well. Okay. Doot, 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 doot. Doot. And then doot, doot, doot. She's busy gallivanting around with her friends and having fun. Gallivanting, I say. Doing some laundry? With kid at the park? Nah, very nice. You're the second person in stream today who was like, you know what's great? Not having people home. We love you, but at the same time, you know. I mean, theoretically, we're supposed to be able to get into this, right? So if I break those, and then I add it here. That's theoretically I'm supposed to be able to climb the stairs or something. I don't know if that's gonna be how that works though. Because it'd be hard to make stairs in here. That'd be a ladder. It'll just be a ladder. Sorry, soldiers. You want to climb into the ramparts, you have to take the ladder. Too cheap for stairs. Our architect was too inept to be able to figure out stairs. My bad. Or very creative stairs, yeah. Yeah, that's true. Okay, I did that right? I did all four. Yeah, all right. Cool. Yeah, I think we worked it out. That's a good start. Let's see what is on the actual plan in the castle. So this is just basically go through the door, and then there's a castle there. Slow down. You want me to slow down for you guys? Somebody did this and then cranked the saturation. That's what that was. Because it looks like this in the game. So gate, and then yeah. We can figure the rest out. Really not that big a deal. We need rooms. I forgot about that. We need a throne room. Okay. Well, if this is the entrance. Did I decide this is the entrance? I think I did. Maybe not. Forgot where the entrance is. I still like this as the entrance though. Like it's such a much nicer place. Just gotta figure out the silly. It's so much bigger. Yeah, I'm just gonna make that the entrance. We'll figure out that puddle situation later. So you suppose you're gonna walk in straight away, and then you're gonna have a throne room. Which we can do in what? Gray? Probably should be red. What with the royalty and all. Or purple. Actually purple for royalty. Okay. So. Not a very big throne room. Maybe that's why it should come out this side. And when you walk in, it's a bit more majestic. Because this is a little too short. Yeah, because if it was an entryway and then we let it, because we're already outside. I think we have to make this the entrance. Not a nice entrance, but it is an entrance. Which means, so the red carpet here, so we're gonna, we enter into the courtyard. That's gonna be a door. And then we're gonna have like a purple. I guess that's how far. Yeah. So that's the throne room. Which obviously is going to have like sort of, I guess it's just going to be an entryway. This is going to be dead space. We could have a door that leads to the rest of the thing, so we can add a couple more. I guess I could have one room over here that is just like a room. You can use the walls of the castle. Yeah, all right. We just do like here. We divide it. Oop. Well, isn't that interesting? Oh, because it's one wider. Yeah, that's fine. And then this could go. And that's a room. And that's a room. And that could be a door. Maybe actually it could be an archway. Not a very big archway. And then this could be like, I don't know. What do castles even have? Food, kitchen. And this goes out to the garden or some other place. These are towers, which obviously you gotta have your towers. Which actually that kind of works. Because these are like areas that you could decorate around and then you can have it go into the tower. Yeah, that works. Does that mean this entire area can be the throne room? Yes, that's what that means. Okay, cool. That's way better. Torture chambers, murder holes. I forgot about the dungeon. That's true. I guess we could go, instead of going for that like really classy like stone look that I had before. We could just do a full-on dungeon. It's a way to go. Creeper pit for unwanted. A creeper pit. I would fall into the creeper pit. Let's build this a little bit more fun. So starting. On block 1, 2, 3, and then out. 1, 2, 3. I don't think I did that right. Drop shoot into dripstone. There you go. That's exactly it, right? Yeah. Who needs creepers when you've got spikes? Yeah. Throne room needs door. Don't worry, that'll be closed. A rainbow. Hooray. Yeah, I think that'd be all right. I think we're all right. I know that's a lot of arches. But we can bring them out, like extend them out. That makes them look a lot better. Yeah, that's way better. That a solar eclipse we're having right now? Or a lunar eclipse, I guess it'd be. I don't know what I mean. I'm no astronomer. Yeah, I think we're all right. Yeah, even just adding a little bit of dimension like that gave it a lot more pizzazz. You put a couple torches on the wall. Yeah, yeah. Add a chandelier. Although this should be, if it's going to be a throne room that you walk into, like his throne should be somewhere really majestic, and then like the little door shouldn't have a big archway behind him. I don't know. We'll plan this out another day. I am done streaming for today. I have officially hit the wall of not being creative, and I'm done. That's as much creativity as I can squeeze out of me today. Tomorrow's gonna be content creator. Hello, random Christian gamer. Thanks for coming to the stream on Instagram. Welcome. Yeah, we're gonna do some content creator stuff tomorrow. That'd be fun. Who are we doing? BioShock. Someone playing BioShock? Dang. Oh, Jono's on. Hey, far out, man. Let's send a raid over to Jono. He's a good guy. Thanks for being here, guys. I appreciate it, and I will see you tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. Yeah, you guys have a great night. I'll see you later. Appreciate it. Thank you so much, mods, and thank you so much for coming. Bye bye.